So you can see that this is the aster. All these aster flowers will be in this similar shapes. You can see this lavender one. This will be a slightly different one. There will be few exceptions, but generally you can classify them all as asters. And here is this morning glory. This is also another flowers you can see almost everywhere. So this morning glory set, and the flower inside you can see there will be a star shape. That will be, you can see the star shaped vein. So that is one key identification for this one. And you can see this funnel form, and most of the leaves will be this arrow shaped. There will be vines and some will be herbs also, trees. And so with these kind of identifications, you can identify them easily. And but this also, no, in our country I don't see lots of guides like this, but in other countries we can easily get this. And we have many families level, we have the similar families. So the basic identifications, how to identify the family level, we can learn through this one, through like this booklets, books we will be we can get it lots in online. So you can get some books, and you can get to identify the family structures like this way. Like there will be some techniques for each one. For lamiaceae mint, you have this square like stem, and the leaves will be very fragrance, and the flower shapes will be that hooded shapes. So those kind of simple keys, you if you start remembering, you will get to that family level. So you can refer books like this one, will be very descriptive. So this is a Fabaceae. Fabaceae is also another one common. Lots of plants comes under this family. So you can, here you can see this flower, but this one is no butterfly shaped. There will be like a banner, wings, and keel. So this kind of identification. And the seed pods will be like that beans, what we see there, no? That's a bean family. So you can see these kind of capsules, and the plants, the leaflets also will be like this one, alternate and compound. So once you start seeing this kind of shapes, you know that is a Fabaceae family. And then you can start searching under this Fabaceae family, and you will get at least to the genus level. The one yesterday we were asking about this, no? What is the orchid family? So this is how we identify that orchids. Orchids, the main thing is that that's lower lip. This lower lip will be, that's called labellum. That will be big. It will be compared to this. These other petals, no? This will be enlarged, and the leaves will be usually this venation, and it will be old, and it will be um, like we will have this epiphytes and terrestrials. So habenaria kind of plants, you will see that as a terrestrial one. Some will be have two leaves, and some will have leaves like shown in this place. And few will be on as epiphytes. Epiphytes are hanging on the trees. If you see some plants that is hanging on trees with the flowers, that is fully orchids only, except for this parrotweed balsam I was saying, no, mostly. And Loranthesia also we have, that is a different, totally parasitic plant. And other than that, it will be fully orchids only. So you can say that is an orchid. And when you see a ground orchids, mostly there will be like will be single flower also, and that inflorescence, that the complete there will be so many flowers in that single spike, no? That that kind of flowers also you'll be getting that. So this is the main thing is that lower lip. Here you can see this variety of orchids. So this is these kind of things mostly will have it as a ground orchids. And these kind of, there will be so many designs, but the main thing you will identify by this lower lip, and you can say that is an orchid. So hotspot in India. So yesterday we were talking about the terrains, the different terrains, and And today I'll say the specific places to see this wildflower blooms. We can see wildflowers in almost in every area, and like I said, even in Kanyakumari Wildlife Sanctuary, we have I am seeing lots of wildflowers. Even now, I am seeing new wildflowers to me. But still, to see a bulk bloom, that huge bloom. Now, if you go into area, you see 100 species immediately. Those kind of places I have mentioned here. So the first huge spot is that Valley of Flowers, Uttarakhand. So this one, I'm not sure where everyone is located, the participants, but from South India, this is a long travel, very long travel. So after reaching this particular place, it doesn't have to be only inside the Valley of Flowers. You have to search for flowers. Once you reach that lower elevation places itself, no, that from there you can start searching for flowers. Everything will be different from the time you reach that uh, you start the trek. You can see the flowers continuously, and you can see that gradually they're changing with the altitude. You can see that difference of wildflowers, and once you reach the top, no, and you'll be amazed with the Valley of Flowers. And there is a similar trek in that will be parallelly. One direction is Valley of Flowers, in the another end is Hemakund trek. So from Gangaria, you will be going to these two places. In both the places, you will be seeing lots of wildflowers. But we are told this Valley of Flowers, that is an undisturbed area, so you can see the look is totally different. But even when you go to Hemagund area, no, there will be seeing this. Specific plants like Brahmakamal and all, Brahmakamal and all I saw in that area. So it's not like that you have to go see, you have to go only for Valley of Flowers trek. You have to go to that Hemagun Sahib trek also. So that's this kind of blooms. It's completely covered with balsams and everything, and this kind of look. This is also at Valley of Flowers. So inside this, no, you can see that there won't be any orderly fashion that you can go through a pathway. You can see the flowers continuously, and you can tick whatever you see. It's not like that. It's a completely uh, it's a colorful mess, no. So inside that, anywhere there can be some new flower that you haven't seen. So even if you stay for a week, no, you'll be seeing continuously new flowers, and you can walk around the whole place, and you can explore and explore a lots and lots. And within a week, no, you can see the next set of new flowers are blooming. So this is one place I'm saying that there's a huge potential for that Uttarakhand. But in Uttarakhand, anywhere with these kind of meadows and hills, you see, no, you can just go for a trek, and you will be surely seeing lots of flowers in that particular season, in spring and in summer. And Leh Kashmir, no, Leh Ladakh, that place, that is that dry terrain. So for that dry cold weather, that vegetation is totally different. Along the roadsides you'll be seeing lots of beautiful flowers. That is one good place to see different set of flowers. Because even when you say that when you go to north, and you can start seeing that wildflowers, like if you go to Valley of Flowers, the set of flowers you see is totally different from the flowers you see in Leh. And similar to that, Spiti Valley also in Himachal, and that is also a bit of a dry. And then during that spring and summer season, you will get to see lots of lilies and very unique set of flowers in this place. So a bit of a touristy places only, but still it's a tough to reach places, no. So there won't be like only dedicated people will be coming most of the time. So still you can enjoy these places. It's a wild. And this one is Barsay Rhododendron Sanctuary. Like I said yesterday, that during you have to be there in that correct rhododendron blooming season. So when you go in at that season, the right season, like April, most of the time it will be April. Sometimes it will be in the March, end of the March. So when you visit that place at the right time, no, the place will be completely covered with rhododendrons. So you get to see lots of all the varieties, so many different varieties. And I went to Imtang Valley and Barsay, but the species are lots of different species in both the places. It's not the same rhododendrons here and there. And Nyumtang Valley, there is a huge places for this. It's meadows also. So in the any meadow, on the way, any meadow you see, you just get down and see there will be lots and lots of wildflowers in that particular area. And the Soko Valley, there is a lily called Shiroi lily, and these places in Nagaland, only you get to see them. I haven't been there yet. So, but that is one place in my wish list I have to visit. So that one I have heard that's a very good place for wildflowers. And next is the one is a hotspot for orchids is Arunachal Pradesh. So there I have just mentioned it as Eagle Nest Wildlife Sanctuary where you can see so many orchids hanging over everywhere. But the entire state, wherever you see the little wild place, no, you can get to see so many flowers. That's also very quite distinctive from other places because that region is very different from other parts of India, no. So the flowers in that particular district is totally amazing. The flowers, butterflies, and birds, everything is totally different in Arunachal Pradesh. So that is one must visit for place for this wildflowers. And the Kars Valley of Flowers is that famous Valley of Flowers for that southern place. And this one is easy to visit. You don't have to trek a lot for Valley of Flowers and everything. You have to travel and you have to trek a lot, hike a lot for that. But there is option. You can reach even go in a helicopter to Valley of Flowers. But still, us who has to see who loves to see wildflowers from the bottom, so you have to trek. Then only you can see all kind of wildflowers. But in cars, it's easy to reach that place, and you can just wander around that cars, and you can see lots of flowers. And in that cars also, that particular area, nearby area itself on the way and itself, you can see many interesting wildflowers. And these things I have, as I am here in Kanyakumari, these places are easy to visit for me. So I have been to these places and I have seen lots of many interesting endemic plants here. First is at Eravikulam National Park. Like this, we have Silent Valley and all the parks in Kerala. Everything have something unique. So I've just mentioned that famous ones. Eravikulam National Park, you can see this Kurunji bloom, and you can see many interesting orchids also. That's what I'm saying. There also I'm seeing this from the time first I have visited. I have seen so many wildflowers, but recently when I went, I am seeing those plants are replaced by these ferns, and these places are continuously monitored by forest department. But still, you can't stop these kind of changes. That kind of changes, no, that level requires totally different kind of commitment. I'm not sure how they will be able to stop this kind of changes in the vegetation. And Mukurti National Park, this is a rolling grassland. Like I said, there's no sholas in the grasslands. So this is one important place, and you get to see lots of rare wildflowers. And this place, you need permissions to visit. It's not like that tourist place you can go and see these flowers. I'm just mentioning if someone has access to visit these places, you can visit. Pampadam Shola. And for us in Kodaikanal, so in Kodaikanal Wildlife Sanctuary, even though Kodaikanal and Ooty, these places are very touristy, and there get to see only invasive plants. But once you get inside these sanctuaries, Kodaikanal Wildlife Sanctuary, and even in Ooty, when you get inside this avalanche kind of protect wildlife plant, wildflowers. And next is at Kalakad Mundandurai Tiger Reserve, and here also there are many interesting plants. Even some plants are recently discovered, like and some Serapegia, everything. So that is also a very interesting place, and like I said, this also requires lots of permissions to visit this place. And says Andaman. And Andaman, if you go, you have to see this Mount Harriet National Park. These places you just get the entrance ticket and you can just go for a walk and you see that wildflowers, orchids hanging on all the trees and even the ground orchids. These are not very disturbed places, so you can see lots of wildflowers. But even on the roadsides, just when you go for a drive itself on the roadsides, itself, on the trees itself, you can see lots of wildflowers. And the main thing in the visit is that you can go for a seasonal bloom or for a seasonal bloom. No, if you go in that spring season, you just go inside that particular good places, you get to see all the flowers. Any Himalayan meadow you go, everything will be covered with this wildflowers. Even we have been in Himachal Pradesh. There is a remote place called Jignadash that's near this Kulu. Inside, after in from Kulu you have to travel a day, and then you go for a simple, that's a like even that is a cattle graze plan hillock only. Even there I get to see so many interesting plants. Even that lady slipper orchid I saw in particular place. Even though it is grazed by cattle every day, I saw that lady slipper orchid in that particular location. So any Himalayan meadow you have an opportunity to visit, you can visit in that particular season. You will be seeing interesting flowers. So it's a Basay Rhododendron Sanctuary in full bloom. When you go into that, it will look like this. Khas Valley of flowers. And another thing is that searching for unique flowers. Once you get to see all these full blooms, no, then you will start searching for this unique flowers. I want to see this particular delphinium or particular murdania, and then you have to be very specific about the locations and the seasons. This Brahma Kamal, like I said, I didn't get to see that in Valley of Flowers. Maybe it would have been there also, but I saw that in this another trek route only. Oh, in Kars, you can see this impatience larvae. That is that peak bloom, and you go and see it will be completely covered in pink color. And there's another flower. We just saw this one on the roadside only. And this one is Kurunji. And in Western Ghats, when you say at the right time, I think the next bloom is in 2030. So you'll be seeing this kind of blooms. Once you can that understand the difference between this one, and you won't be enjoying that sunflower field a lot. No, everyone will be enjoying this daffodil bloom and tulip garden and this sunflower field, everything. But once you get to know, understand this wildflowers blooms in the wild, once you get to see this kind of bloom, no, then you won't be interested in that field level or park level, small parks level, garden level blooms. So after all this, what is the current state of the experts have with the current way that invasive plants are spreading, 60 to 80% of the habitat will be completely replaced with invasive plants. So, we are already having a degraded habitat destruction by humans for our own uses. We have already taken over most of the lands for us. The wilderness places very little, but even then, that wilderness plant places itself will be destructed by their own invasive plants itself. So that plants with the places with the native plants is going to be very very small compact areas. So the first main thing is that habitat destruction. It is that human-made wildfire. Wildfire nowadays, people are saying that wildfire is a common thing everywhere. There will be wildfire. But in nature, the wildfire doesn't come yearly. Nowadays, whatever wildfire we are seeing, it's all caused by only humans. And even many researchers, scientists are saying that wildfires, we have to do wildfires. That's how we do crop rotation and everything. But that is not the case for these small plants, that perennial plants. No, those are very short-living plants, and if you do that continuous wildfires, those seeds and those little plants, they won't survive. they'll completely go away. If you do that that wildfires repeatedly in the hills and everything. And another important this one is that farming practices. Because if we say that agriculture is bad, most people will get angry because that's how we get food. But that is not the way I'm saying. The practices we are doing, farming practices we are doing. Most of the many agricultural lands are unused because of that overuse of this pesticides and thing. Land is not even they won't allow even a single in that particular places, and he currently moving that using these farming practices like using the pesticides only, mainly insecticides and pesticides in Ooty and Kodaikanal. Completely all the that vegetables they are growing, continuously they are spraying pesticides only. So that will be harming that soil continuously. When you use that, that will be degrading that soil quality. And even after that a few years now, if you stop using that place for farming, the wild plants won't come back to that places. Even if that comes back, no, it will be invasives only. The native plants won't be coming back to these kind of farmlands. Next is a cattle grazing. Cattle race, no, even in the wild, you can see that deer and Indian gar, everything will be grazing only every day. Even in that Nilgiri Thar habitat, they will be grazing only. But they won't be grazing in that same places repeatedly every day. But when humans are sending it, no, they are saying sending it at the same place repeatedly every day. Uh, Nothing can survive. Like only those plants that these cattle don't eat, or the one they eat, because of that they will be germinating. No, those kind of plants only survive. Other plants won't survive this place. So the native plants, especially these orchids and all, no, where you can't see any orchids in the cattle grazing areas. That's why only in the protected areas you will start seeing orchids. That's why spotting orchids also become a rare sight, and it's a great spotting like that. And like I said, that's garden and invasive plants. So even now we are planting lots of garden plants that is not from our country. So as we start continuing doing the same thing, even in this Himalayan areas where we get to see more very beautiful wildflowers, they'll in their garden they'll be keeping these kind of plants only. These are almost like plastic plants only. They are nothing will be using this one. You can't see any bees on these plants. But so we have to stop using this kind of plants. It's poaching. Poaching is for medicinal purposes and for our personal uses, for ornamental, for gardening thing and everything. We are using this, especially for mainly for these orchids. That's why we are not sharing the locations for orchids and all. Even that lady slipper orchid where I saw this in Himachal. If I know many people are ready to remove that particular plant for their to keep it in their garden. So even in southern Western Ghats also we have another one lady slipper that was almost nearing to extinct. I heard that's in very very small places only. That is also kept as a secret because the people are removed so far everything for their keeping it in their garden. So this not only happens in our country, this happens all over the world. But this is happening here also. That's what I'm saying. So when you mention about this orchids and the rare orchids, no, we don't give the specific locations. Even in iNaturalist, you keep it as obscure and everything. In Himalayas and all, like this the same name, we have this Himalayan brand, no, that is the one they are using this local people. They are paying very very minimal wage, and these people know they will hike for a week and they will stay for a week inside the mountains in winter and rainy weather and everything. They will cling on that cliffs and everything, and they will collect these rare plants and give them to that. So we can't blame these people. They are doing it for a many, even for $1,000, $2,000. They are doing so much work and getting those plants to these big companies. So he said this can sound everything as a negative thing, but that is a current status because lots of places we have as fields only. It's a plantation either by a government or by private, like this tea estate, coffee estate. So it may all look green, but they are not actually forest. So these all individually we can do some changes only in our homes, around our homes. Maybe in a few steps we can do, but it can lay the road, they will be trees completely. So only in the protected area of plant we are doing some change. May ask for memories maybe. So whatever we are trying to do, only if you have to do, we can do in a large scale, like the forest department to take part in that, and then only we can do some big changes. Otherwise, whatever the changes we are trying to do is very well only. Because according to me, we, we cannot recreate a forest. The old growth forest. So I was near. I am located near a forest area, so I think my connection is very weak. That's why it will kept on disconnecting. So that's all to my session. Thank you. So you can ask questions now.
Thank you so much, Madhi. So the session is out for discussion. If anybody has any question, you can feel free to unmute yourself and talk to Mrs. Paul Madhi. If not, you can also leave questions in the chat box, and we can discuss on those questions. Mr. Satish
Camera,
is,
like
yeah.
even the mobile phone, you can take good pictures even with a mobile phone. Otherwise, any SLR, I think that only with that uh, set the weather should be good. That's it. And the bright light conditions and everything. No, whatever you see and that habitat surrounds good. Whatever camera use, it will be nice only. Because it's not like the birds. No, they'll be fly away if they have to do a quick photograph. So that way you need a SLR and anything. So here you can have an SLR also, but I have a P900 and Sony RX100 and otherwise in the mobile phone only. Mobile that pixel and pictures. Like any of that.
Madhi, can you elaborate on using any books that are available? Can you tell any names of the books that we can buy and look for the flowers if we are starting now? Oh, sorry, we have lost Madhi again.
Yeah. Can you see? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, there will be that separate in separate places. You may have some good flower book for Himalayas and everything. But the overall, if you search for India, it's a huge topic, no? And the flowers are totally. No one can travel the whole place everywhere and can do a single book. As a botanist, specific people who are working on that won't be traveling that kind. So I don't get. I haven't seen any flower have an extensive collection. I have one book for a compendium, like book for Western Ghats for Tamil Nadu, but even that one doesn't have all the photographs. So I am also still searching for a good book, but like I said, in once you start to name the get the family names and everything, I will recommend some books from other countries. They have this family level identification. That is a good one. That kind of identification you can see, and then otherwise you use these online tools that. And if you get to see some books for reference, good books for reference, at least minimum you should have some 300 400 wildflowers at least to get to start with a book. I am seeing very minimal. Some people thing will be like 50 to 100 wildflowers, just a book for about a particular region. They are printing a book. I'm not seeing for the whole things. That's why I'm recommending only that online sites, Flowers of India and everything.
Okay. So I have this book called Guest Who Never Left. So this is all the invasive
Yeah,
species.
invasive plants. Yeah,
Yeah,
that kind of experience, you can read those kind of books. But even that is not a very exhaustive books, right? You
yeah,
will
yeah.
be having only a few species. That's what. If
Yes.
you want to get, if you click a photo and if you come and scroll a book, no, you have to find the name. For birds and butterflies, we have that kind of book. Even for the 1,500 birds, we have a book. And for a 350 species of butterflies, we have a book for Tamil Nadu and everything. But as the plants are exhaustive, the list is exhaustive. There is no single book you can find all the plants. Then you should will be having as a 10 or 20 books and you'll be referring everywhere.
Yeah. So, like Srivastan has some question. Recently saw Kadaba fruticosa near Coimbatore. Read it was threatened and endemic. Any information about it?
Yeah, Kadaba that is a good one, no? That's a plant for host plant for this orange tip, I think. And but those kind of plants, no, that's what I am thinking of. No, collect the seeds of those plants. If you can visit those places regularly and you see this plant, no, you start collecting those seeds and you start planting them in your garden, or you can give the plants to you can spread that plant by yourself, because nowadays know that even that seed throwing, that particular concept that people are doing, those people are doing that they are collecting the seeds of tamarind trees and neem trees and they are making seed balls out of it and throwing inside the forest. It is totally insane. So well, it's a try. You have to do this for that native plants only. So yeah, and that forest plants. So you can see this kind of that's what I am starting to do nearby places. I am collecting the seeds, and because you can't remove that plant and you can keep it in your place. Because that's in the wild. So better collect the seeds, and you can start growing them. So any plans to organize expeditions to see flowers? Actually, you have to
If
say about that.
no, if Madi comes to Coorg, yes. So in Coorg, definitely we
So
will
far.
organize. So
Yeah,
we are
I could have
planning
come
to.
immediately, but yeah, my
But
travel is
if
limited because of
if you
the
let
work.
me know, maybe in monsoon or post monsoon in the coming year 2026, we can
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
organize.
Yeah, yeah, surely. In the 2026, I think it will be possible. And
Yeah,
because nowadays, now I started doing the work, so I think we can do it in the next year.
yeah,
Surely
yeah.
we can. I also have to visit those places for to see some interesting flowers.
Yes.
I haven't been to Coorg to see the flowers. I've been there just for birding for many years ago. So I have to visit again so we can
Sure.
plan something.
Yeah. Something about the seeds of wildflowers. Sorry, didn't get the
What?
question. I think he needs you to explain something about the seeds of wildflowers.
How to collect or anything? Because it all varies. I am also in trial and error method only. I have also started using it. When it's dry, you have to collect it when it's dry. Like not when it's green itself, you don't collect it. When it gets dried and it's in brown color, no, you collect the seeds, and it's germinating and everything. Identifying, no, only when you identify the plant, you can start collecting the seeds, and then the growing method usually will be different for each. But for now, I am just planting it in my garden, just collecting in keeping it in a pot and just putting it and seeing it growing. But for specific endangered plants and all, I am seeing in a few websites and a few NGOs with the experienced botanist. They are having some germination strategy and all, and they are doing it. If I find something like that, I will share it in the group hereafter.
He's asking
Yeah,
for
I
the
will
names.
share that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will share that in the group.
Yeah. The group will be active and you can also interact in the group, or else you have Madhi's number anyway. So we have another 2 minutes. I have shared the feedback forms and please fill up the feedback form so that we have proper names of you in the certificate because few of you just registered in a normal small names and not the full names. So please make sure you are filling up the feedback form so that the names will be correct in the certificates we will be issuing, and the certificates will be issued in a couple of days. So if there is any question, we have a minute, and later on, anyway, you are free to ask your questions in the group. So if there are no questions, then yeah, if I grow flowers in
Not-
the garden, yeah,
yeah, because your place will itself will be a wild place. Because that's what I am trying to do. Because I don't want a garden. Uh, Only if you plant a garden plants, then it's a garden, right? Yours won't be a garden itself. That itself will be a wild place. Yes, I have moved to a new place and I am trying to do this. For me also, it's because I am, like I said, I am not a botanist and I am also trying to do it in the trial and error because it's all in a. So I am also collecting the seeds and I am putting it, and this will be a wild place. This is not a garden and curated garden. Let it be a butterfly place. Let it be a place for butterflies or anything like that.
yeah. Maybe we can end the session here. And Mr. Srivastan, please like shoot your questions in the group so that Madhi will be answering
Yeah,
there
I
because
will
we have
answer that
less
and I will
than 1 minute
share
now.
some books also. I will share
Yes,
some books also in the group.
yes. So thank you so much, everyone. And thank you, Madhi, so much because you have given a lot of information and it is a very, very new topic for most of us. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
me
you for
too. Thank
joining.
you.
Yeah. Good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah.
Please feel free to shoot your questions in the group.